Now, my guest today is in her second year as the head coach of Emory and Henry softball. Coach Kristin Diamond, great to have you on the show.
Thank you, my pleasure. Now,
Coach, you're in your second year, and one of the things that you brought to ENH was your experience with the travel team. What has that been like, applying that to college softball?
You know, coaching travel ball, one, it's been a good recruiting tool for me because I can go back to those players that I coached in summer ball. And all those teams that we competed against, I can go back there and recruit them to bring them to ENH. So it's been helpful, very helpful.
Well, I skipped over you a little bit. What brought you here to Emory and Henry? What brought you here?
From the first day I was on this campus, it's like a home away from home feeling. I've said that many times before. The staff, from professors to the athletic staff, everybody was so welcoming. I just felt it was just comfortable being here. So, and it's been a great experience so far.
So what about the players that were left behind by the former coach, you know, that you had coming in? Did you have a good nucleus of players right away, and did you really get a feel for the players when you first came here?
I did. You know, everything happened so fast. I didn't come until January.
Right.
10 days after that, practice started. So we didn't get a lot of time for that, the molding part, but it was good. The girls were ready for a change. And, you know, Coach Farley had a wonderful record here. And I think they're finally getting used to me and my coaching styles. So, I mean, it was good.
What kind of progress do you think you've made as a coach here at Emory and Henry in the 2 years that you've been here as the softball coach?
I think the progress, obviously, it's not on the record side. But I think the girls have learned how to work hard. And knowing that the end result is going to be positive. You know, our practices are hard, they work hard, and they're finally realizing that at the end of the day, it's positive.
Now, as you mentioned, the record side might not reflect how hard they work, and that's unfortunate, but you've had an up and down season. So what do you think are some of the things that your team could do better, though, on the field that are going to help you improve that record to where you'd like to see them be?
I tell them all the time just to stop thinking. They think too much, and it's really not their fault. You know, we have been losing, so I think they come to the field so nervous, and in the back of their mind they have, we need to win, so they're pressing themselves too much. And they need to learn to relax. When they come to the field, they're uptight because they do have in the back of their mind, we need to win. And I stress to them every day, just relax, have fun. You know, the best thing that can happen is we can win. But, you know, they have to play relaxed, and they have to learn to compete. Not only, you know, with the teams that we're playing, but compete with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, prove to me and to yourself that you want to play. You want to be the best 9 on any given day. And they just need to learn to relax.
On the opposite side of the spectrum, what is one thing that you think they're doing particularly well over any other thing they're doing?
They're staying positive. You know, we played Lynchburg, which is the number 23 team in the nation right now, and they didn't come nervous. They came, hey, they may be number 23 in the nation, but we're going to give them a ball game. They were pumped up, and they've been pumped up through every game. They haven't once laid their head down. They haven't quit on me. They keep going. And as a coach, that's been easy because, you know, the losing part's hard. Now, if they're staying negative and just coming up with every excuse negatively wise, you know, then it's going to be hard on both sides. But they are staying positive, and they're such a good team with each other. They have gelled well.
And you do have a good bit of experience on the team, but you've also got a contingency of youth, you know, coming up in the softball program as well. What kind of unique blend does that give you, do you think, on any given game day?
You know, the 5 seniors that we have are great leaders, and they're leading. Like you said, we had 7 new freshmen, you know, come aboard. The seniors, they're leading by example, and the freshmen really look up to them. The good part about having all that youth, I have them coming back next year.
Right.
They've been here a whole year. They know what I'm like. They're familiar now with Emory and Henry. They're familiar with the academic part of it. So coming in next year, I think they're going to be more relaxed because they know what to expect.
And they'll probably improve in the system
and
as well.
all of them has improved drastically.
Right. I mentioned that you were a travel coach before you came here, but what else did you do coaching-wise, and did you play high school in your youth?
I played high school. Well, I played t-ball. We all start with t-ball. Played church ball, and then played high school. From there, I went on a scholarship to University of South Carolina upstate. Played 4 years there, and then from there, I was the assistant at North Greenville University for 6 years, and then I came here.
Now, in coaching, do you ever take what another coach may say? It doesn't even have to be in the same sport, but or what another coach will say or do to help motivate the players or to try to get them to think a certain way. Do you ever try to do that?
Every day.
Every day?
I mean, coaches, we learn from each other every day. Whether it's something we agree with another coach or we don't agree. You take everything that you learn from everybody in your whole life. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a coach. It can be a professor. You know, as coaches, we're leaders, and we definitely lead by example. So if there's a coach out there, you know, I'll use Don Montgomery here. He's the most intense coach I've ever personally met in my life. And I'm so thankful that our offices are next to each other, because I can go in his office on any given day and ask him a question, and he'll give me the answer, you know, and then I can take his answer and form my own answer and take the two to my players. So yeah, you learn every day from other coaches, you know, whether you're watching it on TV or reading a book. So.
As a softball enthusiast, which I'm guessing you are as well, what do you think softball, because when you think about softball, you don't see, you know, they've got a professional league, but you don't see the big names out there. They're never, you know, the top story on ESPN. What do you think softball needs to do as a sport, you know, to not necessarily be the top sport, but to get more recognition, to get more people interested in watching it?
Well, first and foremost, they need to put it back in the Olympics. You know, taking it out of the Olympics not only distressed those athletes that played for the Olympics, it brought the level of play down for everybody else. On the positive note, they are coming out with a movie. It's called The State. It's strictly about a softball team, and it talks about its struggles. It talks about taking the softball out of the Olympics. And the positive side is putting softball back into the Olympics. So that was a downfall. And I think, you know, we need to get more coverage on the news about softball. You know, even though I've seen games on ESPN, we need to see more games.
Right.
You know, as much as, and I know baseball is more popular than softball, but I think as much baseball as they have on there, we need to have more softball.